And welcome back to the beautiful city of Chongqing, and welcome back to the Snake Pit here. It was a pit in Game 1 full of venomous reptiles and animals. Game 1 was a very interesting journey there for Snake and Rogue Warriors. Game 2, we got very different drafts, so I think it'll turn up the tempo here, especially when we have something like a Kha'Zix and an Akali.
Yeah, I like what Snake has done here. It's a very strong team fight composition. They have the engage in form of the Kha'Zix and the Galio composition, where Kha'Zix goes in invisibility, Galio just hero's entrance on top of nothing, and you're like, whoa, what happened? Lissandra also has a flank, Akali has a flank, so this is right in Snake's wheelhouse. We know what to expect. It's a team fight with a lot of initiation, the spontaneous team fighting that we're talking about. On Rogue Warriors' side, this is much more of a win lane and snowball strategy. It's probably the strongest mid jungle you can possibly find. A Jace into an Olaf. That's absolutely terrifying. The bot lane should win out as well with the power of the Hail of Blades, Callista. But my question is, after game 1, I'm not that confident where Rogue Warriors can play a purely snowball-y game and really dominate the map in a fashion where they want to. That's going to be the biggest question for me. Can they link up those winning lanes?
That'll be a big question, especially after the game 1 and lack of control. We'll see if Snake in their own arena get a 2-0, a much needed one at that. Continuing their climb up to get in that top 12.
Always a good idea to start out invading if this is the game style you want to play. If you really want to dominate a quadrant of the map. I like what Rogue Warriors are doing with this. What they should be really focusing on is getting SOFM as far away as possible from the bottom half. They want to control the Jace matchup. They want to have control in the Callista matchup as well. And one thing that could turn that is if the Kha'Zix does find some early ganks into the bottom side.
Well, they're trying to deny that even further by putting a level 1 in this brush from Wuji and Kahlua. And that would change it up. It is a Hail Blades again, of course. This time you will see the Airy on Jace, which is the biggest takeaway there. Everything else pretty straightforward.
Very good matchup onto the Jace, as we're about to see here.
Oh, yeah. How do you intimidate someone? Level 1 jump on. And Marlo just loses half his HP. That's pretty rough. Will not pop the Corrupting Potion just yet, but Huatian can just walk up. Does miss the Shock Blast, so trading back and forth with the minions, helping. Huatian is actually going to find himself in a difficult position if he can't land those Shock Blasts again.
That was a good trade back onto Mala. He actually equalizes a lot of the HP loss in that fight.
It's a rough rend as well. Lane starting out well for Rogue Warriors, as we can expect. First time we've seen Lissandra tonight as well, which no one thought would ever say. A lot of things being broken here tonight. And Kahlua, he's still level 1, goes in with a body slam, just a bit more damage off, meaning Rogue Warriors will have priority in this bottom lane.
Shuzu going in for his first gank. We did see the ward timeout for Snake on the top side. They know that the Olaf still isn't there. Now, I want to pay attention to Shuzu's HP. He actually took a least efficient route, but a route that gives him a lot of hit points to work with, so at least if Kha'Zix finds him, he still has a say in the matter. Zalrian's trying to keep this lane in the middle so he can help out if that will be the case. And you can see SOFM, he's trying to fish for opportunities, he's trying to look for a potential, and he's peeing out the path by Olaf.
It's interesting as well, because the Predator junglers usually just go back straight away, but he's gone for the more of a full clear, now going up to the Krugs. 20 CS in Shuzu.
Yeah, with that being said, he actually comes out ahead just with the clear speed against the Kha'Zix as well.
There's an opted in for that bottom side scuttle too, so has just as much experience, now level 4. And after this, he'll be backing. Look at those boots and wait until they start walking. I'll see what they do.
I really want to see how Rogue Warriors can push their tempo. They've established that their bot side is so much stronger than the enemy team. We saw it in the previous game as well. 20 CS up, early tower. But they need to snowball that into objectives, into just map control in general. Those are the big things I'm looking for. Or else when he goes later into the game, you're thinking about a Jace going up against flankers like Kha'Zix, flankers like Akali. It's going to be very difficult to play those team fights correctly.
It will be, especially if the Jace can get off the ground on that note too. This is cheeky from SOFM. Jiaoyun is playing very close to the wall. He's laughing. It's obviously not water. Zhao Yun's walking in. He's going to be isolated here, walking away from the minion wave. The flash is there, but it won't be enough. Isolation is key, and SOFM says thank you from me.
Very sneaky pathing, good read on the minion wave, pushing out as well. There was nothing Zhao Yun could really do, and his jungler isn't in a position to really equalize this. If you look at the level leads, they do have one level lead over it, but at this point, I feel like going after this kill is a little too risky.
Oh, hang on. How did it turn into this? There's not enough mana here from Marla. Will find himself with a couple of icicles down on Huatien. He's out of lane, forced out, in fact, and the CS will just jump right back.
Interesting development. That's not supposed to happen in this matchup. We do see Huatien with the CS lead, and actually nothing burned. So he does walk away fine, and still preserves his advantage. Of course, he does lose a bit of HP on that, but overall, when he comes back to lane, he should still be able to put the hurt on.
Curious to see if he actually took a turret shot there. Got a little bit greedy with Marla, and Marla, as you know, can lock him under turret very easily too. But as you said, Serrated Dirk's in there, so it should still be fine. There's an optimized back from Marla too, and he's still 10 CS behind.
It's a great start for Rogue Warriors. Ocean Dragon, pretty much the best one to start the game off with 5 minutes. And I don't think SOFM's going to try to contest here, but Zhao Yun could be pincered.
Yeah, he passed after dropping a deep ward, but SOFM knows better. He's like, there's an Olaf there. Vikings? I've never heard of Vikings. He'll take away Raptors as well. Level advantage gone. Shuzu has to find another camp to take.
I really want to see some mid-jungle action. That's the biggest test here. Now, Shuzu has been running around, going by himself, but he should have winning lanes, and he should be able to push it further. I want to see when he actually starts linking up with it. The big items they should be looking at are buff contests. That's something they can definitely do.
Yeah.
They know where Kha'Zix started out. They had that early ward to discover his pathing. Can they turn it into a conflict?
Start with that, you know, pushing up of Flandre. There's an easy way to get into that top side of the map. There's a control ward in the try as well. Pathing should be easy here from Shuzu. Waiting for that level 6 most likely. Predator was used at a point. I think that Predator was used just so he can get back in his jungle. I think he just wanted to go fast.
No, he definitely is.
Either that or it was probably before when he was escaping from Raptors. Either way, we know one of them's right. Flandre's in the top side of the map again. Won't be spotted out this time. It was just the point of getting further. Zhao Yun playing very safe in that top lane now as well.
It's a good start to the fight so far. Want to see where he can go after that. Straight into an Ocean Drake. So this is good for Rogue Warriors. They're starting to learn some of the lessons that they missed out on earlier in that game.
Yep. One of the lessons being that objective priority was not in their favor for the majority of the game. Snake bottom lane getting pushed in, so there's no way this dragon can be contested unless it's a 1v1. And so FM can't go near it. Good deep vision again from Rogue Warriors. An Ocean Drake for this team. Going to feel very good with the double on the cards.
Right, they've got that Ocean down. I think the next big point of decision making they have to do is, are they going to try and do something for Zhao Yun? Are they going to try to keep him steady in the matchup? He's actually losing beyond 20 CS at this point. The kill was very well timed from SOFM. Or are they going to trade sides? Are they going to say, hey, you know what, let's just blow up this bot lane, make sure the Kalista can start making catches around the map with face call. Let's put ourselves into an aggressive position. Honestly, I kind of want to see the trade incoming. I want to see the bot side being a little bit more prioritized and just allowing the catch potential to come out.
We know this much for certain, Clement. The early games of both these teams, they're very paced. They're very lengthy. It's purely about farming here, purely a very different LPL style. We know Snake as the chemist, or the scientist rather.
The mad scientist is what we call them.
The mad scientist, that's right, excuse me. They're always experimenting. This game seems to be more on the safer side, not the Snake that we know. That's what happens when we're not dealing with Gorgo in the mid lane, we're not dealing with Crystal in the bottom lane as well.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see happen. Mid-jungle priority coming up for Rogue Warriors at 9 minutes.
They turn it around. Marla was almost caught out there as well. Glacial Path over the wall. This is a good invade now from Shuzu. The tempo's there, Clement. See how they use it.
We got the Fates called down.
Yeah, two-man knock-up. Explosive Cast doesn't hit anyone. Body Slam does right onto Ashuro. No way to escape here. Rogue Warriors locking down this 2v2. And it's a meltdown there with Shuzu picking up the last kill.
And it just seems all too easy for Rogue Warriors. This was a pot that was already boiling, but finally it spills over. The mid lane priority, the Ocean Drake. Rogue Warriors play to their win conditions. Now this is a very rudimentary start for them. This is a start that is just based off of the matchups, but it's a good start for this new and rookie squad.
And it takes away the control from SOFM, who's now got to look towards the top side. Rift Herald hasn't spawned just yet, but he's waiting for it. 10-minute on the dot, Rift Herald. And this is going to be the play from SOFM, considering that there's so much turret plating going to Rogue Warriors. Thank you very much, says 80 carry Wuji. He's 30 CS ahead. And all that turret plating and all that gold from these two kills.
Yep, 2 level 7s against 2 level 6. Killua could have done better with the explosive cast, but not necessarily close in on the deal. They get the first break, which they didn't get in game 1.
Oh, hang on. Good for the bottom side in that play, but good for the top side as flashes burn out of Jiaoyu, and here comes Swati, and he wants to kill onto the jungler. That's why FM invisible, but he gets it. And now for Flandre, he has to escape the 1v3 himself. This is not good for Snake. The early game being absolutely jeopardized. And that's a Rift Herald over to Shuzu.
Thank you very much, SOFM. Wantian actually finds a blind no-scope.
Yeah.
Right into the dome of SOFM. Of course, you had very limited space to work with in that play. But this is what we wanted to see out of Rogue Warriors basically in game 1.
It took a while for them to get online in game 1. Game 2, very different story, playing around that Olaf. Discrepancies all over the map. Top lane's the only thing they have to worry about, but even then, mid and bot both make up for it. Rift Herald now onto the side of this Olaf as well. Turret plating goes down in 2 minutes 40. Let's see where he puts it, if he does, before that 14-minute mark.
I have to say, this is also a tempo that Snake are very familiar with.
Yeah.
Super slow early games. Can they win the 2v2?
Now it's going to be a little bit more difficult as Shuzu comes in, laying isolate once in. He wants revenge and he gets it. SOFM straight away. Viking finds one, but here comes Flandre. Marla, Akali join the fray. And Marla gets the kill. Walked away.
Snake do come out ahead in that trade. An extra teleport being expended on the top side. Zarya, no teleport of his own, could not equalize that situation.
Oh, Fate's call goes wide, but Klua still has a body slam. They lock down Ashura. All the spears are in. Boy, that hurts. Here it comes. And there's the Timo thumbs up.
Really cool way to close out on that kill. They didn't get the initial impact of the Gragas, but as long as you cut off the space from Asura, that's fine enough. I love this from Rogue Warriors. They're coming back with a vengeance. They're just capitalizing on Uji as hard as they possibly can.
Uji as well, 2 kills, bounty on his head. Snake don't even, at the moment, doesn't feel like they care about the bottom lane. Ashura's getting bullied, Maestro as well. Iceborne Gauntlet now picked up for this Ezreal, but he's 30 CS behind. Mid lane, he's 15 behind. They haven't been able to leave their lanes. While Flandre is flipping all over the place.
This is Flandre against the world. The Snake album, basically.
Where does he go now? Because he has the potential to push in mid or start reacting to this play. Rift Herald is surely going to get a full charge and then some. Flandre walking down, the ward expires, so they won't know where he is, but they have an idea. That's turret plating as well. Rogue Warriors on the escape. Marla does lock him down. Here comes perfect execution. Stun is there. Wuji will drop down. Flandre against the world. It looks like Flandre wins. Double kill, but dies under turret with the help of Ignite. Snake come in for the roam kill. SOFM even takes down the jungler. And Rogue Warriors, try as they might, still get outclassed in the fight.
How does he get to do that every single game? This is Snake exactly to a T. They give you this early game where you're like, why do you draft this way? But then in the middle phases of the game, Flandre comes in with the perfect flank. He catches Zanguchi before he can even flash out, lands the stun, and then follows him in. It's amazing play from Flandre to save the situation for Snake. If that tower went down, the entire bottom side of the map was completely gone. Look at this from Flandre. He gets Damuji before he can flash. Gets Huatian too. The two major carries taken out of the fight before they can even react.
Flandre on Akali, man, is absolutely insane. Just like his Vladimir. And this is someone you cannot underestimate. Jiaoyun versus Flandre in the fight. Who was more valuable? I'll let you answer that one.
Flandre, 100%.
Talking to the audience. That's all right, Clement.
sorry.
No, it's exactly right, though. 2K gold lead for Rogue Warriors. Meaning less and less here. And getting a couple of bounties there for Flandre as well. Sork Shoes picked up in one back. Has a lot to work with. That Gunblade already purchased before the fight. And Snake now having a lot of advantage towards the topside river.
I'm still stunned by that play. That play was picture perfect,
Yeah.
man. How do you get both carries at the same time? Stop the entire push. Mid tower is still up.
You play for 5 years, Clement. That's how.
It never missed a game, too.
No, that's right. Hasn't missed a damn game. And Snake are on the verge of looking to start another fight. Cheekily hiding away in this side brush. Maestro and SOFM lurk. While Marla sits in the top side, vision free. Jiaoyun's like, they're coming. I know it.
I can feel it in my bones.
Firmly underneath his turret and their bones. Jittering right now. Look, Kalista relies on that. Oh, yes. Play around it. Marla's going to hit it once. Slowed down. And instead, they're like, oh, someone's there. Shuzu should not be here at all. They're just going to jump on him. I don't even think he has a chance. Pops on the Ragnarok. Flandre doesn't need to commit. He flashes out as well.
This is Zarin's turn.
A lot out as Flandre jumps back in. SOFM gets chunked down. Jiaoyun explosive cast all the way in. Is Jiaoyun trying to get through there. As Flandre jumps back into the fight. Kahlua getting cornered out. They do find Marla. Messy fight from both teams. This is still happening. SOFM is dead. Jiaoyun chases that all the way up the river, and they burst down Flandre. They body slam in again. Kahlua helps get mid lane turret.
Good retort by Rogue Warriors. They find the collapse onto Snake. They overextend just a little bit, give Zarin that window to jump in, and you could see SOFM just putting his head in the brush where he shouldn't really have done so. That was the path that Urgot was taking already, and they finally find something back. This is a great sigh of relief from Rogue Warriors. This is a composition that needs map control to carry out their game plan. It's about snowballing from early to late. I just want to see how SOFM actually just walks in there. Oh, he's trying to dodge from Kahlua at the same time, but Kahlua is able to find him with just the explosive cast.
It's super rough, because if you dodge the members with CC in Rogue Warriors, the members without CC just burst you down. Really rough way, and you were talking heavily about focusing around vision, and Rogue Warriors need that. Well, they've controlled the top side, or little portions of it, enough to see SOFM coming. And after getting a couple of those kills in that team fight, they were able to push on out again. 4K gold lead now for Rogue Warriors, 17 minutes in the game. This one a little bit more bloody, but it seems like it's burdened on a mistake here from either team.
Rogue Warriors are a team composition that can't contend with Snake on open ground, so they need to constrict the possible avenues that Snake can attack them from, and map control is crucial for them to do so. The key players I'm looking at are the silent split pushers from Zarin, but wait a minute.
Have they found Kahlua, or has Kahlua found them? Locked on down, SOFM gets chunked out. SOFM is going to find himself in the back of the fight, not even playing the game, as Fate's Call used by Wuji to get him out of Flandre's way.
I'm actually surprised that Huatian is still willing to push this forward. Very dicey situation. Can he
they
actually
can just
get
turn
out?
it onto SOFM. Huatian wants to get a trade out, almost does. SOFM is out, but Marla now wants the Jace, who flashes, thinking he can survive as Shuzu's coming up as well. Rogue Warriors come on in, save their friend. They do not abandon the Jace.
Oh, they make it. That was pretty amazing to watch. A three-man collapse gets outplayed by Huatian. I was very surprised he was still pushing in that position, but I guess I'm wrong.
Doesn't matter though. It's outplay after outplay, or it's capitalization in either side of the map. 5K gold lead now though. And you can see while that play was going on, the reason they were chasing him is because Huatian picked up the dragon and even more gold to add to the list. Rogue Warriors now have full control of this Ocean Drake. They'll just easily take this away. That's a double Ocean for Rogue Warriors. But Marla at least will get this turret. Snake still chasing that gold, still chasing those objectives, being one step behind Rogue Warriors.
And Rogue Warriors really wish that they had a Mountain or an Infernal at this point. Kalista, a great champion, even with the Ren stack nerf.
Yep.
To take down those Barons.
Much better second game for the Kalista as well, outside the laning phase. Wuji finally getting to showcase a little bit here as well. Fate's Call being used aggressively. More this game as well. It's definitely a big note considering we did not see a Fate's Call where Kahlua went in game 1. Very different story. Rend is a smite, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. And Wuji shows off his smite well. Snake still posturing around Baron down Clement. Right now, at 19 minutes in the game, we're at a pickle. Because item power spikes are coming through. And Baron can be closed off, but around the Baron pit in the river is still open ground.
Yeah, Rogue Warriors are not coordinating as well as they could be. I feel like Snake is wrestling a lot of control away from the map, just with the better sideline pressure. They're able to send Lissandra up, and if you don't see Kha'Zix, you know that's a kill lane, so you can't venture past the river at that point. And Akali's slowly farming to the point where she will be able to duke it out with Zarun on an even footing. She's going to have to sustain to do so.
Morellonomicon's going to make it so. More about that piecing as well of the damage. Everything quiet. This is, you know, this is awkward.
Rogue Warriors are the ones that are more pressured, I would say, to look for the engages.
Yep.
Mala's been doing a great job of just splitting focus from across the team, and I think this is the play.
Predator's been sent out. Mala caught out. 4 members in. Body Slam misses, but Mala might have to ult himself. Remember, Lissandra can survive for so long with the hero's entrance in from Maestro. 3-man room is shielded around. As SwifM comes in with the upgraded W, and for Jalion on the flank, they've already found Maestro, but Snake, no, they're low. Mala goes back into his demise, and suddenly Flandre's in. 1v5. What is going on, Snake? What are you doing? Asura trying to be the carry here, but he has to flash away. Kahlua with the slowdown. Wuji's low as well. The jumping reset. 2-shot barrage. SwifM goes invisible. Again, trying to make the outplay. The flash is in left, right, and center. Jiaoyun underneath turret gets slowed down. Messy fight there. Not even sure who won. It's probably Rogue Warriors.
Rogue Warriors definitely come out ahead. They stressed a gold lead even further, but it was a good comeback on Snake's back line. Asura finding the snipe onto Zhang Wuji, making sure that basically Baron was no longer an option after that one. A great cleanup by both teams, honestly. It was a bit of a whiffed one from Flandre. They had a great first one, but the second one was quite regrettable.
All right, Clement. It's your time to shine again.
Yeah, just Mala goes in, he's stuck here, but he stays alive for so long. Ultimate, and I believe probably a stasis to go with that. It was a great 3-man by Maestro. SOFM on the side, doing a lot of damage. But the key one we really need to pay attention to is Flandre. Flandre goes in, gets hit by the Fate's Call, Grag gets into it, and then Zarun Disdain, bam.
He didn't even move, and we're having another fight. Let's go back live. Stop it. Here we go again. Flandre out of the smoke screen. What was burnt? Let my eyes wander.
Not much. Not much.
Okay. Not too much. A lot of summoners on cooldown anyway from the previous fight. Looks like Rogue Warriors are getting caught out by Snake. SOFM, what are you doing here? In comes Marla again, looking for the stun down. Fate's Call has already been used. When does it come out into the side? Maybe we see it when it is actually off cooldown. Jalion locked down with a perfect execution. 2-shot barrage. AoE in an open space. Flandre golden. Wuji wants to get the top laner. He does eventually, but Rogue Warriors, it's already too late. Caught out with their pants down again.
Unfortunate teleport coming in from Zarun. The backline doesn't really have the range to join into a fight like that. You can see Zhang Wuji positioned over the terrain, but Zarun just fell down so fast, so quickly. Snake had the damage to zero in on him, and Zarun really did not do much in that team fight.
Shira's starting to do a lot of damage as well in that back line. Look at that room out of fully stacked. Archangel's going to come up next back as well. The Ezreal more than online. Just having a bit of a field day in these open environments. Baron's going to go down. Snake now close that gold gap by quite a bit. And Rogue Warriors on the back foot. They're going to have to look even harder for some of these fights.
Yeah, let's watch that replay again. Mala actually didn't find a lot of good targets. He only got Kahlua, which was probably not the one you were looking for. Olaf, of course, is able to get away, but watch Zarun walking in here. Doesn't even get a Q off throughout most of this. Fear Beyond Depth definitely not used. And he just goes down for free. Flandre opens up on pretty fragile targets, and Uji's left on the wrong side of the fight.
You're lucky Uji even got Flandre. If he didn't get the pick off there, it could have been even worse. Mountain Dragon secured just in the nick of time there from Rogue Warriors. And Snake are on the verge of looking for this other fight as well. Now, I mentioned before, Rogue Warriors still would be able to find that pick. But very temperamental of these fights for them.
Top lane teleports is definitely... Oh, the fight's going on already.
Speaking of temperamental, Maestro is being caught out. All the spears are in. Rendered to death. Rogue Warriors in the middle. Explosive cast sends him back. But Marla invulnerable. Health bars are low. Flandre again. Perfect execution. In the middle of his smoke screen, the AoE is doing quite enough. Flandre, will he return to the fray? Because Ashura's doing it all for him. SWFM's coming in. The pick available. Xiaoyun and Wuji at half health. Not good indeed. Flanders may be dead from this fight, or in the middle of it rather. He doesn't even drop. It's Asura who goes down, but Snake have still done enough. SOFM chasing Xiaoyun. Look at that crab walk. Look at those sexy legs. It doesn't matter. You have to kill the Urgot, no matter how attractive he is. SOFM like a bug in the spotlight. He's going towards the Zapper turret. I don't care. Flandre's going to drop it down. That's enough of this. Let's watch the top lane, because Xiaoyun at half health. SOFM's like, oh, I don't know anymore. He'll back away. It was a win for Snake, though.
Definitely a massive win there, taking out most of Rogue Warriors members. I think it was a 3-for-1 trade, only Asura going down in that fight. And it looked good for Rogue Warriors at the start of it. They actually found the first kill to start it off. Maestro was in the wrong place. It was a flank incoming from Snake. But just look at how much damage that was dealt there by Flandre, and the continuous poke potential. He goes in, finishes up on the kill on Kahlua. It looks like good HP bars for Rogue Warriors, but then just the damage from Asura and SOFM. This is a spike rack evolution, so he's able to get slows onto targets. Hero play by Huatian to really snipe the Ezreal out.
I thought he was actually aiming for Flandre there, but either way, taking down Asura maybe saved the last member in Xiaoyun. Rogue Warriors, look at that, Colonel. I feel like you might have been on the wrong side, champion. You know, I don't know what happens down in Kentucky, but you gotta sit down before eating the chicken.
He's regretting. He's going back and forth. He's looking between both spoons at this point. Did I make the wrong decision in life?
Potato and gravy. Should I have gotten more chips? You know, what's the ratio here? There's no balance in this series. There's no balance in this game.
Snake's team fight just has so much more tenacity compared to Rogue Warriors. If Rogue Warriors can't wipe in a single team fight, they get slowly chipped off by the range, by the poke, by the kiting potential of Snake's comp.
And also the fact that the poke and being outranged by Asura, again, it's just the AD carry. The AD carry of Snake versus Rogue Warriors seems to be more effective. In game number 1, it was definitely a slower case there with SOFM being in control, and Flandre being the key, but this game, it's definitely about Asura.
Poke damage is starting to add up, even the Galio throwing in a little bit of damage there.
Asura gets his ult up pretty quickly here too. So that poke gets amplified. SOFM takes a poke of his own. It's not pleasant. Might be enough to force him out of the fight. Glacial path over the wall. Flandre backs away as well. Flippity floppity. They went hoppity. And Mountain Dragon's coming up in 1 minute 20. They should have to reset and start contesting this, or maybe just go straight for the Baron.
Surprisingly enough, Rogue Warriors still hold on to the gold lead. So even through all of those team fights where they came out as being defeated, they're still able to hold on to a reasonable chance in a team fight. What they need to do is land a decisive blow against Snake. And key members they have to pick out are Asura and are the likes of, I would say, Flandre as well, to really close the deal.
Yep.
But if they can find those targets, they still have a very good chance in these team fights.
Flandre has been often to be caught out here in this game. We'll just move back to the bottom lane. Dragon up, remember, so that's why Flandre's down there. Doesn't have the teleport available. Xiaoyun has exhaust in his inventory. The thing to note though, Flandre's level 16. That perfect execution is going to be badass. And it's going to be pretty big as well. So, the Oblivion Orb still sitting there, waiting for the Morellonomicon. The Zhonya's was opted in instead. A lot of damage is going to be coming out of Flandre.
It's all about the angles for Snake. Where can they find their time to strike? Rogue Warriors, they're getting very tense about venturing into this middle part of the map.
Yeah. pretty dangerous, especially since the poke is just still coming out. Kahlua might be caught out. Flandre, he knows he wants to, but he won't. Rogro's back away again, getting poked out. An issue is, if they get poked out too heavily, Baron's up now, or just about. He sacrificed objectives at this late point of the game.
As long as Asura doesn't show himself, I don't think Roguers can do much. Roguers' only hope of actually closing out on a team fight win is if they can find and just kill the Ezreal before he can kite the team to death. I like this by Rogue Wars. They're setting up a potential opportunity to capitalize on a face check, but it's not going to be Ezreal that's doing it.
That was the loudest burp I've ever heard.
Etiquette is not one of the rabble-rousers' strong suit.
No. But it is a perfect opportunity here to find someone like Flandre, who's going very aggressively up. Kahlua has Zeke's convergence with Locket. There's ability to continue this fight for long enough. Dragon does go over to Snake. That's a mountain with True Shot Barrage nailing down. It's the tankier members of Rogue Warriors. It forces them away. Baron dance continues, except we're not in front of Baron. We're in the mid lane still.
Veteran play out coming from Snake. They're just not falling for the bait at all.
Actually, I'm not sure if they saw someone back. Not too sure. Jiaoyun doesn't have teleport. We'll continue walking back. Very big difference between Rogue Warriors and Snake here, it seems. And I hope I'm wrong about that. Because Rogue Warriors have shown so many signs this split so far that they are a team that can contend. They definitely need time as an organization to revitalize their new roster and put it to a comparison of last year's roster, which was top 3 contention and Worlds contention, which a lot of people said, okay, it's JDG going to Worlds, it's a Rogue Warriors going to Worlds. And EDG unfortunately took the place.
Snake always has had good starts. They've struggled mightily in actually closing out a split with a winning record. They're actually known as the Scrim Gods, or the Scrim SKTs in LPL.
Okay.
Able to pull out very good wins behind closed doors. Everyone talks super highly about their players and their ability for explosive matches. However, never really translated into actual standings.
When it comes to it, Snake are struggling in the standings at the moment. Now they're not sitting dead last, but they're sitting quite low as Rogue Warriors trying to force out Marla there, who has the glacial path away. I want to note a very interesting item choice before we go into this Baron dance. SOFM has gone for the Mortal Reminder as his third item.
Now, armor penetration actually does a bit more damage this patch, and you do have a lot of very, very high base AD ratios on those on the skills from Kha'Zix.
What is happening here? BP on death into SOFM. The clutch from Rogue Warriors. They finally want to make a move, and it's about time. 32 minutes in. SOFM's like, what's going on? He starts up Grom. It is spotted out. Jaehyun sitting over the side. Baron started now. Will be spotted out with the True Shot Barrage.
Can they actually rush it? At the very least, they should secure with the Rend.
That's a smite. Where's the Rend? It comes in eventually. The flash in with Marla. Gets a 4-man ulti down. Ashura bopped away. Marla's still invulnerable. They want to get the kill before getting out, and they do. But the hero's entrance is into the middle of the pit. In the choke again. 3-man shield of Duran. Ashura still free firing on the backside. Wuji, however, is flipping and flopping everywhere. Ashura still alive, poking them down. Kha'Zix the slow. Look at Ashura. They're so low. And Ezreal Dream. Can he imitate Zhongwuji himself? Ashura will find one. They pop away. Flandre's in to stay. And again, it's Shuzu with Fear Beyond Death onto Ashura. Again, he gets dragged in. Everyone's still so desperately though. Jiaoyun will find the AD carry, but Flandre doesn't want to stick around to find out.
A straight 3-for-3 trade. Rogue Warriors win out massively on that one. They force out the Kha'Zix early, and then they close out on the pit. It's actually very, very well played from the combination of Kahlua and Zhongwuji. I think they zoned out Asura's damage so beautifully. They actually got the initial hit with the Fate's Call onto Asura, and then they dodged out on his damage, and then there was another body slam where they just kept Ezreal on his toes outside of the fight, not able to use that Iceborne Gauntlet AoE to clean him up.
Because as soon as Ashura got in, the damage started flying, and we'll find out how far away he was from this fight.
Yeah, this one was so well played by Rogue Warriors, and it really showcases their team fighting potential as a team. Watch Asura, he's starting to get his damage. They actually get Mala before they kill it, and watch what Kahlua does right here. He goes in, bops Asura, Fates call back in, then bops it again, makes sure that he actually can't find those targets. There's so many blinking HP bars, but the Ezreal just can't join the fight early enough, and they even dodge out on multiple skill shots to keep most of the members alive. Now that was really quite troll by Shuzu. I have to call him out on that. That nearly cost them everything.
Yeah.
But they do manage to walk away. It's already well played to save the situation.
That blast code, like...
Yeah. Bad Olaf, bad Olaf.
In the worst of times. Guys, I'm getting out. Save yourself. Rogue Warriors do get the Baron. Nevertheless, they don't lose too much because of it as well. Natural gold. Natural selection, it feels, at work.
And they're up 4K.
Yeah.
No map control. Not really a good spike in terms of the composition, but hey, they made it.
Baron. That's all that matters. Time's the ticket. Rogue Warriors now come up mid with the Baron buff, slow pushing waves for Snake on the side. Might actually be against them as they're forced off the mid. They do not have priority here. Asura's poking from the side, but it's the tanky members who go up first. Wuji hanging behind him. Very good positioning from the AD carry of Rogue Warriors.
They do have to be very careful with Zhang Wuji. There is no summoners on him at this point.
Oh, SOFM. Remember that the Void spikes slow heavily. 90% there.
It's only 90% on... Oh, they're actually just going in.
Oh, they found Asura. That's Arcane shift away. Wuji's into the backside here. Asura, fear beyond death. 80 carry down there. And Snake are losing members so fast. It's Marla, it's Asura. The Fate's Call comes out and Rogue Warriors are pushing to end. It's on to Maestro again, and he has to Justice Punch away. Rogue Warriors really want this win. And boy, oh boy, would they deserve it. Though. Maestro underneath the turret, SOFM cleaning house. Flandre still alive. Is it enough to stop the game?
It's a 2v4 situation. Flandre, if he can still find his way back into base, I don't think Rogue Warriors are going to be able to clean this out completely.
Xiao Yun is so tanky enough. Flandre under the smoke screen finally comes back. SOFM trying to get back into the base. Wuji with the GA available, hitting minions, pushing it in. Snake still underneath the turret. Rogue Warriors want to go again, Clement.
Really good heal, but Shuzu is already low. It's 12 seconds,
oh,
6 seconds
Vivian
on
doesn't
Asura.
land. They go gold. Flandre trying to save the game, jumps back in. Smokescreen is available again, Clement, but it won't be enough. Rogue Warriors hitting the Nexus.
Go down to the wire.
And Snake again trying to save the day. They've done enough.
Oh.
Kahlua can't get it. TA, Wuji can't do it either. Snake get the full-blown ace, and the Nexus is just sitting there unprotected.
Multiple teleports going in. Snake is going to try to end the game off with this. The fastest respawn is going to be Huatian. Does he have a teleport of his own? No, so he can't actually trade back.
The only thing that's saving Rogue Warriors right now is the inhibitor turret. If Huatian dies, this could be game.
That was one auto attack away from making it a 3-game series, but Snake are going to close in on the deal. Now it's Huatian's turn.
Again, we have ourselves a Galio ultimate ready to be used. Snake start on the first one. Heroes enters onto Huatian. Goes golden. How much can he delay? Huatian's down. Snake should have lost this game. Rogue Warriors had the finisher available, but they can't do it. Snake absolutely collapsed on Rogue Warriors, and they have got to be kicking themselves that they were an inch from taking it to game 3.
How did Rogue Warriors
even
lose
the
out
observer's
on that?
tilted. He's like, I don't know what to say.
Oh. Look at Mala. His smile tells you all you need to know. That was not a game where Snake was supposed to win. It was one auto attack away from Nexus being taken out. It was a 4v1 defend, 4v2 defend against only the likes of SOFM and Akali from Flandre, but they were able to hold it out. They were able to hang on until Asura came back. Multiple Zanyans blown just to keep their members alive from Rogue Warriors, and they have to be kicking themselves like you were talking about. So many instances that they definitely could have closed the game out, but failed to do so.
But Flandre made them fail. Flandre, again, comes up huge. And I'd love to see the replay from that because there was a couple of members there. And it's just great that Snake, everyone came back alive at that point. You're like, oh no, it's happening. The difference of an auto attack, Clement, maybe 2.
Oh,
that
my head
is
hurts
rough.
after
Look
that.
at the gold. Oh my dear Lord.
I hope
That was
Rogue
a series.
Warriors have their spirits intact because that was a brutal way to finish a series
That it was.
in an away arena. Killua had such a good catch. It was a 5v3 scenario, but I think one of the key mistakes they made was Hwatian actually tried to chase SOFM, and SOFM soloed him out on the back of that. So that was more than one auto attack. That was a full member of damage where they should have had it, but they didn't.
It was a close series, very different series from the first one we experienced, but a great way to end it, I guess, if you're a Snake fan. An important win considering Rogue Warrior is currently sitting down. I'm pretty sure it was about equal to a degree. You okay, Clement? You alright?
I don't know. I'm just putting myself in the position of a Snake coach, and I'm thinking to myself, do I actually feel happy about that? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. The composition looked like it would have just it had pretty much outscaled to a degree.
It had, but you have to go back to the early game and think to yourself, well, if you give another team rather than Rogue Warriors that type of lead, are you actually able to climb yourself back from that position? Like, the picks were so weak from Snake overall, and Rogue Warriors were on the cusp of just cleaning house and just winning the game from there. Flandre comes in with a massive save, and then Snake throw it again.
Well, let's show that ending, because I'm curious. In the heat of the moment, I'm like, it's Flandre. But
here's the key mistake I was talking about. 5v3 to start the game out, but Hwatian's on the wrong side of the wall, actually gets soloed out by SOFM, and now that makes it a 4v2 situation. They don't have the minion wave. Look at what SOFM's doing. Really smart play by him, but Rogue Warriors managed to preserve the cannon minion. I want to see actually if Flandre is okay, so Flandre actually was able to clean out the first two minions. That gives the towers extra defenses and really holds on to his Nexus for a long time. That's 3 extra seconds he bought right there with that 5-point strike, clearing out the minion wave. Great stasis, actually does dodge out on the Fear Beyond Death. Zarin manages to take a ton of tower shots, and let's watch here. This should have been the game-ending play right there, but Shuzu falls down. Asura hits both targets with the Ezreal, and then G8, not enough, only one auto attack, 2 auto attacks, baby, from winning the game.
Man, felt like you're reliving that, like living that for the first time. But it was essentially Flandre who saved the game. Yeah, okay.
Oh, my heart goes out to those rookies. My heart really does go out to those rookies. Flandre played that so well.
He deserves that. He definitely deserves that. Hard to give an MVP after that second game, especially the way it was being played by Snake, but if anyone gets it, 100% Flandre.
Oh, Flandre just played that magnificently. Look,
he played a lot of those fights magnificently.
If he was hit, if he didn't stasis in time, if he was hit by the Fear Beyond Death, that was it. Game over.
Very true.
Yeah, if Ezreal coming out of the base, if Asura wasn't, he sniped out Shuzu, he landed the double true shot barrage on both targets. If that didn't happen, game over, lights out. So many things had to go right for Snake for them to pull it out. That was like a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah, they should have lost that game. We should be on game 3, but we're not. 2-0 for Snake. That's pretty much enough said.
The W is all that matters in the end. It doesn't matter how you got it. It doesn't matter how ugly it was at times or how magnificent.
Clement, you remember how I did my power rankings? I put Snake 13th. Still happy to put them there, despite the win. Still very happy to put them there. Happy to put Rogue Warriors 15. Like, let's have a look at standings, because at the moment, I might be correct. I'm not sure. We're a Snake 12. We're Rogue Warriors 13th. There you go. That was essentially... That might be a head-to-head we look at later. Who knows?
LPL Fiestas are the best, man.
Yeah. They
really are. You never know what's going to happen. Everything's down to the wire. Nothing really makes sense. You feel like one team should have won, but they don't. And it's an instant teleport to close out the game.
I love how you're so attached to this in a very...
I like underdogs. I like rookies. I want them to flourish, to blossom.
Too. Clement, I'm Australian. Like, who do you think you're talking to, man? Underdog is how we build our esports career. So, if Snake, you look at this from a different perspective. You're like, wow, Snake apparently can't lose.
Flandre's a god.
Rogue Warriors did have some good moments. There's just decision-making that needs to be touched up.
Yeah, I felt like there was a couple key points that really... brought the game down a notch for them. They never really had a good control on Flandre flanks. I feel like that's the first one. They seem to be tempted at times. In the mid lane tower, if that mid lane tower went down, Rogue Warriors just win the game. But what they should have done is that they should have at least had eyes on where Flandre was coming with. It's pretty apparent he was in the top lane. Guess what angle he's going to come into? Yeah. They never put a ward right there. That were situations where they could slow play. And on that game closer, Like,
Yeah.
what is Watian doing on the other side of the wall? Why are you chasing Why are you chasing
Kazakhs
the
1v1.
Kazakhs?
It's like Kazakhs does like 1v1s. I
Oh,
don't know if you
no,
remember.
just don't do that.
But there's Huatian who's like, oh wow, that's some really good outclass where he makes bold moves. Huatian always wants to be the carry. And we didn't really get a chance to talk about it. The difference between the two is Marla's very defensive,
Yes.
Huatian's very aggressive. That's one of the cases where the aggression just doesn't pay off.
Yeah, Watian has had some highlight moments. So I'm not going to say he doesn't have potential. He showed us a great series when he was on the Syndra,
But
but he also had one of the highest number of deaths for the entirety of the LPL. Only beaten out by Yuki. So that was one of those situations where, again, he tries to get a little bit more than he should, and the entire team pays the price.
that's very fair. I think at this point as well, we look at Marla and we say, all right, Marla, there was still a better performance. He was doing exactly what the Lissandra needed to do, to be absolutely fair.
Yeah, like
One of the better Lissandra games.
I was thinking about what he did that was like super.
He got some 3-man stun roots.
He did.
yeah, great.
He played his role. He
conversation.
played his role really well.
Yeah.
But honestly, Flandre is just like the single person that carried this entire game, which I
Yep.
feel like is.
Asura did well, but he got picked out in mid, and I'm like, how do we compliment?
That was also like. It
was also
looked weird.
rogue.
It was kind of like a visual bug that happened right there because you don't think Kahlua actually hit him, but bam,
I don't think it was a visual bug.
Yeah,
I'm
his
pretty sure.
observer kind of like just blinked a little,
Yeah.
and he was just dead off that. So it was a great catch to start it off by Kahlua. Asura, again, he should learn that the win condition for them is as long as Asura doesn't show. I don't think Rogue Warriors ever find a catch. They can never actually engage on any other
Because
member.
the playstyle has changed with Snake. The mad scientists have experimented a little, and it's about Asura now.
I almost feel bad for Snake on winning this because this is going to cement the idea that, hey, this is actually a successful playstyle. Let's just give up on the early game. Papa
We'll
Flandre is
get
going to
there.
carry us,
Yeah.
and we're going to still somehow win this anyway. Like, no, that was horrible. That was a really bad draft.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have won that.
That shouldn't have been won. It was drafting from both teams as well. It was fair to say that in Game 1, Rogue Warriors, they had a condition to play to, but it's a condition that you're like, if it was IG, you'd be like, okay, this is fine. If it was someone like RNG or someone who could actually pull off some of the snowballs and then actually get into the mid-game successfully, that's fine.
I think
Harder
it's
draft.
okay for Steak to stamp his foot down, though. Steak is saying, this is our identity.
I realized how hard it's going to be. Snake versus Steak.
Steak is saying, we're going all in on the early game. You guys are going to learn how to snowball.
Yep.
We're going to build that as our foundation. And honestly, I wish that was the attitude that Snake had. Like, Snake has always had the players to actually do that. Asura's a good AD carry, but they're still sticking with the old style when they had Crystal and Light, which is, let's just go late. We'll win the team fights. It's fine.
Either way, Snake 2-0. I mean, I'm not sure what to say. Let's have a look at Friday because we'll continue on. It's a good way to finish off. Let me tell you. Here we go. All right. Snake, let's see decisiveness and not a Nexus v Nexus against TOP. TOP have been dropping. They dropped the game. They dropped the series to Sino Dragon. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Snake has their work cut out for them. It's going to be a very tough matchup against Knight. They're out for blood and revenge. And our first set, RNG versus W, our 2017 semifinalists.
Team fight after team fight there. That'll be good.
And Mystic is actually showing up on form. He's actually coming back. We've seen W with Baishan make strides in their play where they're finally linking up with their jungle. They had that early game unlock for the bot side as well. They figured out the formula. Can Uzi actually step up to the plate?
That's on the Chinese stream. That'll be Friday, of course. That's where we're kind of leading towards because RNG versus W will be a fantastic matchup. I'd also be curious to see who they actually play on still on WE side if they still go for Beishang because what else are we gonna say? Is Magic playing still, or is it like Beishang's just so much better now that we just keep running him?
I'm leaning toward Baishan. I'm leaning toward Baishan. It's kind of an obvious answer in terms of at least the results. The synergy is better. Like W, we always talk about this like living fossil from the Ardent Sensor meta where they just play super slow. Now they're playing super early.
Yeah.
and they're actually winning with it. So I'm like, oh, okay,
Alright,
this works for me.
It'll be
I'm
exciting. One that maybe in 2018 will be like, yeah, this is probably going to be a stomp. Not even sure this time. We'll have a look at Saturday as well, because Saturday is when the English broadcast returns. Remember, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Raz didn't like me calling these super days, but you know what? They are our super days. 3 series days continue on for its second week. This is a very tight day. LGD and VG Gaming both need wins.
Yeah, both are sitting
Desperately.
beyond the 14th point mark at this point. I'm gonna give a little edge to VG Gaming. I think that they've shown a lot. I like. For Condi, he's been shaping up on LGD as well. They're finally showing up a synergy between Condi and Yuki. Rogue War, as we've seen today against BLG. It's a difficult one, but BLG should be heavily favored. EDG, the final one versus JD Gaming. That one's spicy because ever since Clear Love has come back, you know, EDG's hasn't lost
these
yet.
guys actually have control again.
Yeah, they look like they're the most dominant team in this. If we just take this Clear Love stretch. They're so dominant. They're absolutely insane.
They truly are. See if there's a big change. That's Saturday. That's when the English broadcast returns. Big thank you to Clement Chu, our whole production team. It was a very fun night. Again, returning on the Saturday. We'll see you then for the LPL.